Father. He's the fighting senator from the Philippines. I've known him now for, for his entire career as a boxer. I covered his fights even when he was starting out on television. And I remember Senator Manny telling me that when he was a young fighter, after one of his wins, I came up to him and I said, "You work hard and one day you're going to be a champion." I don't remember ever telling him that, but he told me that he remembered that quite clearly. And look at where he is now. I think Senator Manny is one of a kind. I don't think there will be any other fighter like him. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He continues to fight today because, number one, he enjoys the sport. It's his passion. And number two, when he gets in the ring and he fights, it's the honor of the Philippines that he wants to uphold. He wants to be an inspiration to everyone. I remember he told me in one of his quiet moments that coming from someone from humble beginnings, he said he came out of nothing and he's now something. And that's the messages he wants to impart to everyone, that even if you're down and out, there's always hope for a better tomorrow if you work hard. And if you have a dream, you go out there and try to achieve it.
I don't know if you can relate to this, but a lot of people kind of say that maybe he should retire or he should compliment retirement. There's a few quotes circulating that he himself will take the Matthysse fighting performance as a measuring stick if he should continue fighting or not. What do you make of that, of the people that are critical of him still fighting today? What do you make of that as a reporter, long-time reporter?
I think those who are calling for his retirement are probably just speaking out their mind. But that decision is up to Manny's alone. So many people have their own thoughts about it, but I think deep down in Manny's heart, if he wants to continue fighting, if he feels that he still can, if his body can still take it, he's 39 years old, if he feels that he still will not let his country down by fighting at a high level, then who are we to say no to him? I think as Filipinos, we're here to support him. As a writer, I'm here to report on what he does. And those who are critical of him really should have, not so much the respect, but I think they should be more circumspect in terms of how they feel Manny should go. I think they should also recognize what Manny has done and what Manny can still do, not just as a fighter, but as a person. And I think it's really up to Manny to decide whether or not he goes on to fight. The coming Matthysse fight is a big test, and Manny knows that. In my opinion, losing is not an option for Manny. And he's aware that he needs a convincing performance if he wants to continue fighting. There are still big fights available for him down the road. He's thinking that perhaps a fight against Lomachenko might be out there, maybe even a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, in spite of the many times that Mayweather has denied or rejected the idea of a rematch. Manny himself has said that he's in touch with Mayweather, and you know, I guess with Mayweather, they call him money. If the price is right, he'll get back in the ring and do another round of fighting with Manny. And who knows?
He was in the Philippines. He was on vacation. He got a chance to tour around. He also had a phone conversation with Manny Pacquiao. Do you know any actual maybe words that they could have expressed to each other during that phone conversation?
Manny said that they've always been in touch, and this was even before Mayweather came to the Philippines. I was told specifically by someone who welcomed him to Davao City. In fact, the presidential assistant, Secretary Bongo, phoned me.
Manny or Mayweather?
Sorry, Mayweather. Yeah, he phoned me, and the presidential assistant, Secretary Bongo, and he related to me the what happened when Mayweather came around. He arrived at something like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they had a meeting with the secretary, and he just came to the Philippines to have a good time. I think he's the type of fellow who wants to enjoy his fan following all over the world. He wants to see the world. He certainly knows so much about the Philippines because he's fought Manny, and Philippines is such a hotbed of boxing. So I guess it's in his bucket list that he had to come to visit the Philippines, and he was overwhelmed. I thought the Filipino hospitality was tremendous, and fans who came out to relate or interact with him were all saying that it was great to be and to meet an undefeated champion like him.
So you covering the sport of boxing for many years, you wouldn't rule out the chance of them possibly meeting again at some point?
I think they will. I really think that they will meet in a rematch. Maybe it could be Manny's farewell fight, and for Mayweather, who knows? I mean, he's retired and unretired so many times. He's so unpredictable. But I know that Senator Manny wants to fight in the Philippines before it's over and done with. And exactly when that will be and against whom, that's a big question. But everything starts with this fight against Matthysse. He's a very dangerous opponent. Speaking with Manny's conditioning coach, Justin Fortune, he described Matthysse as more dangerous than Jeff Horn, just as dirty. But what makes him a more difficult opponent is that he can punch. And I think the fact that he has scored so many knockouts in his career makes him a very, very dangerous proposition for Manny.
Last question. We're actually here at the fight week, getting ready to watch Jerwin Ancajas step in the ring, defend his IBF title. It's a big historical moment for the Filipino boxing history. First time two Filipinos meeting a world title fight in over 90 years. Just give us your thoughts on Jerwin Ancajas in this matchup and what it means to the Philippines and you as a reporter coming here and covering it.
I think this is very historic. In terms of fighting for a major title, yes, it is the first in 93 years, but a lot of people tend to forget that in 1995, there were two Filipinos who fought for a world championship in Manila. William Magahin defended his WBF welterweight championship against Erwin Villainfy, a Hawaiian of complete Filipino descent. But that was for a minor world title, so I guess a lot of people tend to overlook that. But if you were to be very specific and historical about it, this would not be the first in 93 years. But going back to 1925, when Pancho Villa retained his World Flyweight Championship against Clever Sencho in a place called Wallace Field, which is a part of the Luneta Park of what it is now. Yes, it is very historic. I think Jerwin Ancajas has captivated the Filipino crowd in terms of his boxing skills. Over his last 4 fights, he has not lost a single round. He has swept his opponents in a very magnificent way. He's very stylish, he's very methodical, he's a thinking fighter. He's both a boxer and a puncher. He's got a tremendous style. He has a high level of skill and makes him a very big favorite against Jonas Sultan. Sultan, however, is a very determined fighter. He's hungry. He also has his wild and awkward way of fighting, which a lot of people are saying may be the kind of style that could derail Jerwin Ancajas. So that makes for a very interesting fight. I think both fighters are coming in very well conditioned for this fight. Both of them went through nutritionists to get themselves ready. And it's good that our fighters now are beginning to realize the importance of nutrition, diet, and as part of the preparation for a big fight. And it augurs well for the future of Philippine boxing, because now Philippine boxers just don't go into the gym and bang away the heavy bag or the speedball in preparing for a fight. Now they have to realize that in making weight, it's not just a matter of starving yourself, but it's a matter of going through the right diet and nutrition process.
Perfect. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.